Today on Running to Him.
Denial is so easy, particularly when you are in unfamiliar settings. Today's reading is John chapter 18, and we will concentrate on verses 15 through 17. John 18:15 through 17 says, Simon Peter was following Jesus, and so was another disciple. Now that disciple was known to the high priest, and entered with Jesus into the court of the high priest. But Peter was standing outside the door. So the other disciple, who was known to the high priest, went out and spoke to the doorkeeper, and brought Peter in. Then the slave girl who kept the door said to Peter, You are not also one of this man's disciples, are you? He said, I am not. Denial is so easy, particularly when you're in unfamiliar settings. We find the story of Christ's arrest in all four Gospels. We see the story of Peter striking the slave with a sword, and even though they were in the presence of many Roman soldiers. How many were there? Well, we don't know. We are only told that Judas told the cohort, which was between 400 and 600 men, about Christ's location, and a group of them, indeed not 400 men, came to arrest Christ. Peter took out his sword and struck the high priest's slave, cutting off his right ear. John names the slave. Luke adds that Jesus healed him. Peter's action could have resulted in the Roman soldiers attacking the group of disciples, as they could have been seen as insurrectionists. Jesus prevented that from happening by stepping in and demanding Peter withdraw. Peter is seen here and in all the Gospels as not afraid to step into the middle of something to protect or respond to Christ. Yet the story goes on, and in a short amount of time, Peter denies even knowing Christ. And Peter and an unknown disciple begin to enter the high priest's courtyard. The unknown disciple entered while Peter remained outside because he was unknown to the servant. The unknown disciple then returned to the gate and told the servant to let Peter in. Many church fathers hold that the unknown disciple was John himself. The story is more interesting concerning this point. Peter is approached 3 times in the story about his being a disciple of Christ. Once by the soldiers around the fire, once by the servant girl, and once by a relative of the man whose ear Peter cut off. Because Peter was alone and in unfamiliar circumstances, he easily denied Christ each time. Now, our response to Peter's denial might be, I would never do that. Or I can understand that Peter was scared, and I might do that. Without being in a situation ourselves, we can't definitely say what we would do or what we wouldn't do. A few years ago, around Easter, I was reading about Coptic Christians in Ethiopia tattooing a cross on their right wrist as a way of gaining entry into the church. Ethiopia and Egypt are known to have suicide bombers attempt to blow up congregations, so a person is not let in without an escort or without the sign. I never want to be placed in a situation where I would ever have the option of publicly denying Christ. So, I had a similar cross tattooed on my wrist. Again, I may never be in a situation where my relationship with Christ might place me in peril, but this tattoo will guarantee that I will be reminded of who I am, no matter the situation. Some may choose to place a tattoo on the wrist, but each of us who know Christ must make a plan so that we do not deny him, no matter the circumstance.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.